There are plenty of games that let the player have a say in the outcome of the story, be it through dialogue, gameplay, or both. This has become more and more commonplace as the years go by because it just feels good to actually take part in the narrative you're experiencing. Right now, I'm playing Fallout New Vegas. Here, let me show you something. These are three different outcomes of one situation, but is one of them really the most correct? Sure, you could say that simply buying something and leaving is right morally, but is that what matters most here? You have to understand the situation relative to the setting. This is Fallout, duh, where every man is for himself. The answer is undefined and the decision is left up to you. Is it fair to kill the shopkeeper? Is there a gray area? What are the consequences of each choice? What I'm getting at is choices hold weight, sometimes not even externally, but they always require a certain deliberation from you, eliminating the option of playing passively. While this is a fairly trivial decision that really has no direct impact on the main storyline, there are larger decisions that have to be made by the player, but some, if not all, are conditional. Options for the player present themselves based on previous decisions, and it isn't always clear which decisions are the ones that will affect larger aspects of the storyline. This is why taking everything one step at a time is important. Rushing through or missing just one thing could mean the world. All of these choices, one after another, lead up to something big, a climax. Everything that the player has chosen on his or her way to the end is reflected by all the people, factions, everything that's been changed by your choices. The most important part is, you don't know what the other routes you could have taken would have led you to. If it's your first playthrough at least. You're on this route, not the others. What sense is there in wallowing over past events you feel you could have dealt with better now that they're done? Don't look back to dwell on your defeats, look back to learn. Your failures, your victories, your experiences have not only shaped you, but your surroundings, the people you've met, your relationships. Nothing can be objectively perfect, but what you make of your outcome matters. Making the right decision isn't always black and white. Everything is building up to something else, so make everything count. Despite having a good or evil karma system, you aren't really presented with good or evil scenarios. It's less about morality and more about ethics. Is there a group whose ideology matches up with yours? With the NCR and Caesar's Legion being the two main conflicting forces, it's blatantly obvious that neither are perfect and both have intricacies and details that you have to discover and analyze for yourself. For example, the NCR is spread too thin and doesn't have a lot of control, but it also has internal problems, while Caesar's Legion has too much of a focus on uniformity and obedience of a single ruler, which can lead to some stuff that's really bad, like Lanius. Fitting with the post-apocalyptic setting of the game, optimization isn't really the goal. Getting by as best as you can is. Rarely are the outcomes of your choices laid out for you on a platter, so you're forced to infer what the aftermath may be and how it will affect different people as well as yourself. This creates, again, a gray area, which has you wonder which option is right if there really is any right option at all. Morality is subjective. Decision-making requires consulting the past, analyzing the present, and considering the possible future. Not everything will always turn out the way you want it to, but once you accept that, putting things into perspective becomes a lot easier. But even if it doesn't, you can always just reload that save from like 10 minutes ago, because really who cares? It's a game.